Okay, welcome back. My name is Jen, the Caffeinated Crafter, and this is part 3 of my whip parade for mid-year whip parade for 2023. I don't know why this is so long because my end of year whip parade is literally the same number of whips. I have not started anything new this year so far. I don't know why it's so much longer. Maybe because I'm talking more. I don't know. Anyway. So this is part 3 of my whip parade. Final part, hopefully. And hopefully I have enough space on my phone to record this. We'll see. Anyway, parts 1 and 2 are uploading right now. And I had mentioned a Flosstuber at some point in the first part of my whip parade. And I could not for the life of me remember her name. And I went and looked her up, and she is Lindsay of Cat Fur and Cross Stitch. She is a new YouTuber. She has one video out right now. She should be releasing another one soon, I think. But she started it off with a bang with a whip parade, and it was just fabulous. And I liked the stuff that she was stitching on. And yeah, so you should go check her out. I have her channel linked down below, along with some other Flosstubers I have either mentioned or I have or they have Etsy shops, and I have purchased patterns from them. So I have everybody listed down below, and then below that I have all the shops, different shops that you can find these patterns on. The only things I don't have listed are like the kits, the dimensions kits and stuff. I don't have those listed. So anywho, let's get on with the final leg of my whip parade. Hopefully this will be it. Because this is ridiculous. And just think, next year if I have a lot of new starts, oh my god, that one's gonna be, it's gonna be so long. Okay, so I'm gonna kick off the third part of my whip parade with the Haunted Library Sal from Lola Crow Cross Stitch. I went and found the final, I hope this is the final chapter of the Sal. This was released, I think, last year. I hope this is the final chapter. If not, I have to go find chapter 10, but this is chapter 9. I think it's the last one. I gotta double check. And that's what it's gonna look like. What I'm working on though is the prologue, which is just that part right there. So I'm doing this on a 18 count Ada in Vintage Country Mocha, and that is my starting point for that. That's where I'm at with this so far. I have not pulled it out yet to work on it this year. This is 1,000 stitches on it so far though. So we'll see if I can finish that before the year is out. Okay. All right. Next up is Halloween Letters, and this is from Primrose Cottage Stitches, and artwork is by Lindsay Waite. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. It's really cute. I'm not doing this on the called for fabric because I felt like the white was getting lost on it a little bit, like in the tricks right here. So I'm doing this on I think it's a 14 count or a 16 count Ada in the color Dirty, and I feel like the white is really popping off of it. So my goal for this is to finish the lines Witch's Brew and Eeks and Shrieks. That was my goal, and this is where I'm at so far with it. All I had done at the start of the year was like this cauldron, and I think I had gotten to the C. No, I had gotten to part of the C. I had HES, and then I got into this part of the C, and I had stopped last year because I realized I had messed something up with the H. I didn't have it this part stitched correctly, but I was able to make it work. I just threw a white stitch over the black, and it actually covered it, so I was able to just kind of keep going. So I did this part and all of this since the start of the year. So I still have to do the word brew and the word shrieks, the line under shrieks, and a couple of the little orange stars that are right there. And I'm doing this in, let's see, it calls for, I'm doing I did a couple switches. The ghosts, all the ghosts, I'm going to do them in a glow in the dark thread. And then I have 3 of the fancy flosses that it calls for, but I am doing the black and the white in 310 and B5200 because again, I do not want to buy fancy black and fancy white right now. Not to say I won't do it in the future, but right now, no. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you is a kit from Dimensions, and this is called Holiday Village. Dimensions Gold Collection. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. Isn't that pretty? I love Christmas scenes. They're so peaceful. My goal for this is to do 1,000 stitches in the upper right corner. I'm just doing this on whatever it came in the kit. It's a 16 count gray Ada. And that's where I'm at with it so far. I started in the center over here and I started working my way out this way. I think this is, no, not quite. I think the edge of the pattern is going to be over here somewhere. I think up here might be the very edge right there. But when I pull this out, I'm going to do 1,000 stitches up here in the sky. And as I get stitching around everything done, I will start back stitching as I go. So I'll probably like kind of work on this, but then as I kind of work down here and the stitches surrounding this gets all done, I'll go ahead and back stitch. So that I don't end up with this project sitting in my to be done pile for like 10 years, like some other projects have. Okay. Next up is from Cross Stitch for Everyone. And this is, whoopsies. This is called Ho Ho Ho. And I'm doing this on like a 14 count Ada. It's just some kind of silvery Ada. I don't know the brand. Something I picked up at the craft store. You can kind of see it sparkly. But that's where I'm at with it so far. I started in the middle and my goal is to finish it. I know it doesn't look like it's a whole lot. But I have it in Pattern Keeper because there's no back stitching or anything and it's Pattern Keeper compatible. I have 700 stitches completed so far out of 9,659. I am at 7.25%. So the last time I worked on this, I did put in 500 stitches because I started the year with 200. Yeah, I started the year with 200 and I put in 500 the last time I pulled this out. So I think once I can actually work on it for a good amount, it will stitch up pretty quickly. I just have to get it done. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you is another Dimensions kit, and this is called Home for the Holidays. That is what it's going to look like when it's done, and I will change that last name to mine. And my goal for this, I have not worked on it yet this year, my goal for this is to do 500 stitches on the basket and the stuff coming out of it, is what I said. That is my starting point. I started in the middle, so this is the basket that's on the door. Right here. So 500 stitches to finish this basket and start working on the stuff coming out of it. Next time I pull this out. And again, I will be back stitching as I go, so yeah. Okay. Next up is from a fellow Flosstuber, Stitchman Darcy. If you do not already follow him, okay. I'm going to preface this by saying he is not everybody's cup of tea. He is definitely mine, though. I think he is hilarious. I absolutely love his channel. I laugh every time. If you have an odd sense of humor and you are okay with swearing and drinking and a lot of movie references, you should check him out. I will have his channel linked down below. But he has an Etsy shop, and this is right now the only pattern I have actually started by him. From his shop. I do have another one I'm going to start next year, at least one. I'm probably going to end up picking up a couple more before the year is out. But this is called I Love You to Death, and it is 255 by 155. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And the tombstones, you can put in you and your partner on there. He has him and his wife on it, on the tombstones. I do not have a partner. I am currently single. So I will probably either leave the tombstones blank, or I will put my cats' names on there because they have a love-hate relationship with each other, or I will just put mine on one tombstone and that's it. I don't know. Anyway, this is my pathetic start on it. My goal for this is to get it to 30%. I am currently at 620, and there's no back stitching in this except for the tombstone names, I think, is the only back stitching. But I'm currently at 628 stitches out of 9,401, and I am at 6.68%. And I have not worked on it yet this year, but I want to get it to 30%, which I was estimating to be about 2,200 stitches. I don't know what fabric I'm doing this on. It's some kind of silver fabric, and it looks like it's linen. The fabric I had originally gotten for it, I didn't like the color. I was trying to go for this kind of like grayish, spooky kind of thing. So that's the fabric. And again, you should check him out. But if you don't like the stuff that I had mentioned about the drinking and the swearing and all the movie references, then don't go check him out. But he is quite funny. I enjoy his channel a lot, and my 12-year-old likes him a lot too. He's probably not appropriate for kids, but you know what? I don't care. Okay. Oh, dag nabbit. Once again, you know what? Let me see if I can find it on my computer. Hang on. So the next thing I'm going to show you is actually from Stitch, and it's from their stitch along that they did in 2020. It wasn't quite a mystery Sal. It was just, hey, I gotta try to find it on here so I can show you. Hang on. Here we go. Okay. This is what it's gonna look like when it's done. Right there. I missed the rest of the patterns when they first released it, so I had to go buy the stupid pattern during their Amnesty Week when they did their stitch along last year. So anyway, so I couldn't decide on a color palette. So they said that we could pick a total of 4 colors. No, 6 colors. We had to pick 6 colors, and I had picked a range in purples, purples, greens, pinks, and oranges, and I couldn't decide which one. And so I was on their Facebook page, and I was like showing all 4 of them, all 4 palettes, and I was like, which one should I do? And then I came up with the idea to do all 4 of them on one piece of fabric. So this is my starting point. I have not pulled it out yet, but my goal for this is to complete, where is it? Finish part 2 on all 4 sections. I think part 2 is done on here. It kind of looks like Optimus Prime a little bit, but maybe not Optimus Prime exactly, but pretty, you know, Transformer kind of thing. But anyway, I think part 2 might be done here, but I want to finish part 2 here, here, and here. So I will be excited to actually get that done now that I have all of the pattern. I left it that way for the longest time because I didn't have all 7 of the patterns, and I was kind of annoyed with myself. And then I found out about the amnesty thing where they hold for like a couple days where you can buy previous stiachelum or stiach patterns, whatever. So that's what I did. Okay. The next 3 I'm going to show you, it's all the same. So I think I said earlier I'm not going to stitch anything twice. I said in part 2 maybe of my whip parade. I'm kind of stitching this 3 times, but it's going to be 3 different outcomes. This is from Cunning Cross Stitch. I have his website linked down below. This is the prologue. I don't really have a mock-up to show you because every single one is going to turn out different, even the 3 that I'm going to be doing, because it's a stitch your own adventure. So no 2 are going to come out the exact same, but it's based on Harry Potter, and I already am going to be changing up the castle. I have an alternate castle I'm going to be doing. And I'm probably going to be changing up the owls here, and I'm going to put a howler down here. Like, I have all kinds of plans for this. But it was his Stitch Your Own Adventure from 2020. He is working on another Stitch Your Own Adventure. And so once he said once he releases that Stitch Your Own Adventure, he's going to take down this one. I don't know because it's free right now. So if you wanna do it, then I would highly, if you've been on the fence about it, you need to at least go download it. Because I don't know when he takes it down, I don't know if that means that you will never be able to get it again, or if it just means that he's going to actually put it for a price after that. I am very patiently waiting for his next Stitch Your Own Adventure. I'm very excited about it because I really love this one. So anyway, I'm doing this 3 times because I'm doing 1 for myself and then 1 for each of my boys. So let me see. All of them are on Ada. I did a mediocre job of coffee dyeing my fabric. I was happy with it at the time, but now I've seen other coffee dyed fabrics and I like those better, but that's okay. So this is mine. I am almost done with parchment 1. Not quite though. Like, this is all half stitches because I was making sure that I had counted correctly. Those are all half stitches, and then I started filling in the edges right here, but I don't have it all done. But the goal for mine is to do parchment 1 and then parchment 2, just the outlines. And then, let me see. For Peyton, I think this one was Peyton's. No, this one is. I think I got farther on his. So what I did on my 12-year-olds was I started, so I had to count out from the center because the center is like the middle of parchment one. So I counted down or counted over, and I got the whole line here done, but because of the way my Q-snap was, I think, I just started working over here. So I said I want to finish parchment 1, and I think this one is parchment 5, and I said I wanted to finish the outline for parchment 5 on his. And then for Lachlan, my little one, he's not really that little, but for his, I want to finish 1 and parchment 3, which I think is going to be on this side over here. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know. It's not on there. I have it all on my computer. I have it all on my computer. But anyway, finish the outline on one. So I don't know. Right now, because it's all just parchment outlines, it doesn't matter. I just know which one mine is because of the fabric, but it doesn't really matter right now whose is whose. It'll only matter once I start getting into the meat of it. You know what I mean? But that's going to be a ways down the road because I am nowhere close to getting started. I just have everything. I have everything downloaded, but yeah. Okay, so that is the end of the first bin. Well, really this is like bin number 3 because the first bin was the goals I had completed and the second bin was the bag of my currently stitching stuff. So that really was bin number 3. Sorry, I had to go off camera for a minute. So now we are on the final one. It's the final countdown. Okay. So I'm pulling them out so I can throw them back in the bin as I go through them. Okay, this one might not be as long. The first two were like almost 2 hours each. This one might not be as long. Huh. Okay, so this next piece I'm going to show you is from Stitching Jules. And this was a pattern that she had a thing a while ago where if you were under 1,000 subscribers and you wanted to stitch one of her patterns, message her. She would get you a pattern that you could stitch and show on your channel, and ideally it was supposed to be done last year, and I'm really bad about that. But this is 170 by 240, so thank you, Jules. And I will be sending this back to her once I'm done with it so she can frame it and show it on her channel. She has a channel as well and an Etsy shop. She has a website too. But I have her Etsy shop and her channel link down below. This is called James Dean. He was an American actor back in the 1950s that was killed in a car crash. For anyone who didn't know who he was. And I'm doing this on an 18 count Ada in the color Hazelwood. And I'm using 310. DMC 310. And it's a little wrinkly, but that's where I'm at with him so far. And my goal is to finish him so I can send him to her. But I am currently at, let me see, I started the year at 20.01%. I am currently at 25.41%. I have 3,292 stitches done out of 12,954. So that is where I'm at with that one. It's really nice. Very nice monochrome piece. I like it a lot. But who else has one of these? Crafting in Colorado has one, has not this pattern, but has one for the same thing, for the under 1,000 subscriber thing. And she's still working on hers too. So I feel bad, but not as bad, because I'm not the only one who hasn't finished it. I will finish it though, and I will be sending it back to her. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you is from Heaven and Earth Designs, and this is called Jukebox. Artwork is by Ciro Marchetti. I just showed this in my update video yesterday. God, I feel like yesterday was so far away with as much as I've been filming today. But this is regular size max color. It's 500 by 666. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I'm doing this on a 28 count, easy count Lugano 1/1 full cross. That is where I'm at with it. I swear to God, this is a guitar. I know that's not what it looks like, and apparently Facebook didn't think it looked like that either, because I got dinged for sexual or inappropriate content. But I didn't care, I said post it anyway. My goal for this is to get it to 0.5%. I started the year at 0.09%. I did 600 stitches on it when I pulled it out. I am currently sitting at 900 stitches done out of 333,000. I am at 0.27%. So I think I need another 750 stitches or so thereabouts, and that goal will be done. Okay. Next up is a bag my mom made. Isn't that pretty? Show you the bag. I have no idea what's in here. Oh, it's another Stitching Jules piece. This one is called Library. Let me find it. Here it is. And this is, what size is it? This is 470 by 250. And this is what it will look like when it's done. And I started in the middle. I do not remember for the life of me what fabric I'm doing this on. I really don't. I have no clue. Some kind of light blue fabric. I started in the center. I'm doing this it's a 25 count, and I'm doing it 1/1 full cross. But that's where I'm at with it so far. And stop. Tablet's misbehaving. My goal is to get it to 5%. I am currently at 1,400 stitches out of 46,005. I'm at 3.04%. So I think I need about 900 stitches to get it to the 5%. I have not worked on it yet this year. I have a few more. I have one more piece from her that I have started already, and then I have a few more that I actually have not shown in my things I want to start videos yet, but I have a few more that I want to start next year. I really like her stuff a lot. Okay, next up is from Kitty and Me Designs. This one is Morning Glory Mandala. This is what it will look like when it's done. And it is 135 by 135. I am doing this on I think this is a 14 count Aida in the color Dirty. And I have not worked on it yet this year, I don't think. I pulled it last 2 videos ago, but I didn't work on it. I need to do, I guess it doesn't really matter because it's a mandala, so everything is like the same. But my goal is to do 500 stitches, and I'm pretty sure this is how I was doing it. I'm pretty sure that was at the top. But I mean, as you can see, it doesn't really matter. It's the same size and the same thing going around, but 500 stitches is what I need to do on this. That's my starting point. Okay. Next up is a piece from the CrossFit Studio. If you have not noticed the trend, I really love the CrossFit Studio. This is Mr. Cardinal, and artwork is by, not Abraham Hunter, Dempsey Essick. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. I love cardinals. They're so pretty. And my goal for this is, oh, I forgot to tell you the size. It's not a super big piece. It's 190 by 317, and it's got 86 colors. And my goal for Mr. Cardinal, I am sitting at 199 stitches out of 60,230. I am at 0.33%. That's my starting point. I want to get this to 2%, which will be just over 1,000 stitches. I'm doing this 1/1 full cross on a 32 count easy count Lugana. I feel like this, oh no, maybe okay, yeah, it will fit. Okay, or right size maybe is what I was trying to say. I felt like this was a really big piece of fabric for it, but no, I think this is the right size. Anyway, so I need about 1,000 stitches on this to get it to 2%. So that's where I'm at with that. Did I say, yeah, I said what size the fabric was. Okay, next up is another CrossFit Studio piece. And this one is a limited edition, so you cannot currently get it. It's called Mr. Grinch, and it's 175 by 210. This was a limited edition release last year. She had originally released it for Black Friday 2 years ago, and then it was in such high demand, she released it again last Black Friday, along with another Grinch pattern that I bought that one as well, but I have not started it yet. But I did start this one, and I'm debating on if I'm actually going to do that bottom part right there, because I'm doing it on white fabric. I don't know, I'm still debating if I'm gonna do that white part right there, but my goal is to finish this, right? Yeah, my goal is to finish this. I'm doing this on an 18 count white opalescent Aida with 2 threads. That's where I'm at with it so far. I know you're seeing these things halfway through the year and you're like, oh my God, you said you were gonna finish all this stuff and you ain't even close. I know. That's why I'm saying I don't think I'm going to finish all these goals. But I'm currently at 900 stitches complete out of 9,071. I am 9.92% done. Almost 10%. And I did work on this year so far. I put in 700 stitches the last time I pulled this out. So, I don't know. I mean, I've had probably a total of 4 weeks of really epic stitching where I got a lot of goals done. So, and I am going on vacation in a couple weeks, so we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you is from Heaven and Earth Designs, and this is Mini Sunset Lighthouse by Dominic Davison. This is 325 by 232. It has 88 colors. There's the mock-up of it. Now, I know that I'm losing a good amount of detail. Now, I will say this. Pieces like this, you probably should not get minis of, because you do lose a lot of detail in them because they are shrunk down. But I've already started it. I'm okay with how it's turning out so far, but I probably will not buy another mini that has this much detail again in the future. But I will finish this one. So far I'm liking it, but I do wish that I would have gotten a bigger one because it would have more detail. This is where I'm at with this so far. I'm doing this on a 14 count ivory Aida with 2 threads, full cross. And this is where I'm at. I don't think I've worked on this yet this year. Mini Sunset Lighthouse. No, I did. I put in 1,000 stitches on it since the beginning of the year. My goal is to get it to 15%. I started the year at 11.49%. And so I am currently sitting at 9,662 stitches done out of 75,400. I'm at 12.81% done. So that's where I'm at with that so far. I think with the 1,000 stitches, I was kind of like up here working, filling all this in. So it's one of those things where I had the pattern, I had this big roll of 14 count Aida that would fit it, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and start it. And I did. All right. Next up is another Heaven and Earth Designs, and this is called Mini Tea and Books. I adopted this from Naomi, my friend Naomi, and I have not worked on this one yet this year. Let me find it here. Artwork is by Bridget Ashwood. That's what it will look like when it's done. I really like it, it's so pretty. I'm in background right now though, so it's like kind of boring. It's 275 by 275 and 89 colors. One more look at that because it's really pretty, and that's not what you're about to see. My goal for this is to get it to 6%. All right, hold on. I gotta see where she started. She started upper right hand corner. So this is where it's at right now. I have not worked on it yet this year. No. It is currently at 3,120 stitches done out of 75,625. It's at 4.13%. And I said the goal is to get it to 6%. That's about 1,400 stitches to get that to 6%. So what I'll probably do when I pull this out is, and it looks like she's doing this oh, that'll be easy. Looks like she's doing this 2/1 half cross or tent stitch on I think a 28 count easy count Lugana. Yeah, so if she's doing 10 stitch, I'll get through this pretty quick. So what I'll probably do is put the Q-snap on like long ways and work in those parked threads and then just go from there. But yeah, I want to get that to 6%. Okay, next up is a pattern from Stitchrovia. And I got this because it reminds me of my kids. It says, "I love you more than yesterday. Yesterday you really got on my nerves." And if you've never had that thought about your kids, then you are a liar, McLiarson. Because I love my kids, but holy cow, they drive me bonkers sometimes. So my goal is to, these are not in order. Oh, more than yesterday, there we go. My goal is to finish this. The last time I pulled this out, I put in 1,900 stitches on it over the course of the 2 weeks. That is where I'm at with it so far. And I started the year at 21.79% done. I am currently at 56.04%. I have 3,106 stitches out of 5,542. So this is the very top, and then the bottom will be like, you know, I think probably right about there. But yeah. So, and I'm going to be doing this one the same way that I was doing the narwhal one, where I was telling you I have my colors sorted by the amount that's left regarding their stitches. And I'm doing the most color with one, like a thread in the color that has the most, and just working my way as it drops down in the list. I go to the next color that has the most and just working my way down. So the color that has the most for that right now is color 754, which is like a peach color. Ah! And it's got 303 stitches left in it. Oh my God, stop! Oh my God. Oh geez, hang on, sorry. I swear, sorry about that. Okay, the next two pieces are from Modern Folk Embroidery. It is Jacob's Stitch Along from 2021 is the first one I'm going to show you, The Fruits of Plenty. I was gifted this chart by Heather. Were you the one that gave it to me? Passed it along, passed the stash? Yes. Got this from my friend Heather. And I decided to kind of change it up a little bit. I'm doing this on a Fabric of the Month from Mystic Fabrics. And this was it's a 20 count Ada in the color Pumpkin Spice. This was her Fabric of the Month for 2022, October of 2022. That's the fabric. Isn't that pretty? And so I decided, I'm starting in the upper left-hand corner, and I decided to do it in kind of like fall colors. So I have them written down. I need to write them down and keep them with the pattern though, because I'm going to forget. Because I already did forget. I think that's 3371. This is one of the 3800s, I think, that's in the dark green. And then I don't remember what the orange is. But I'm kind of just looking at the section and picking where I want to put the colors. Like I think I'm going to do the main outlines in the brown. And then I'm just kind of figuring out where I want to put the green and the orange. But I figured it would be a nice little fall piece to go. You know what I mean? And on that note, so my goal for this is, let me see, Fruits of Plenty. But, oh, I have them in the same bag. That's why it's off. Fruits of Plenty, I want to do 1,000 stitches on it. I've done, this is 300 so far. So I want to do 1,000 more stitches on it. But yeah, it's a little different than what other people are doing. But I'm liking it so far. Yeah, I'm liking it so far. So that's that. How is this folded? I'm trying to... Oh, goodness. Oh, Jen. Okay. And then the other one is his stitch along for this year, for 2023. Oh, where is it? Reaching Skyward. So the colors I'm doing, hang on, let me tell you the colors I'm doing first. 336 and 917, a blue and like a magenta color. So I'm just doing 2 colors on that one. Stop. I'm trying to pull up the, there we go. And so I plugged in the colors because I got this on a PDF. And I plugged the colors in, and this is what mine's gonna look like. I'm excited. So 336 and 917, a blue and a pink. And I am doing this on another piece of the Fabric of the Month. This was from November of 22 from Mystic Fabrics, and this was Polar Blue. Look at that. Look at that polar blue. It's so beautiful. And that's my start on that one. I'm excited to see how these turn out. So Reaching Skyward, I'm at, so because I have this PDF, I'm at 1.05%. Oh, I said I wanted to do another 1,000 stitches. So 1,000 stitches up in the border up here. Look at that fabric though. Oh my God, I just love it. So yeah, I'm in Mystic Fabrics Fabric of the Month. So I've just been slowly building up my stash, and I'm getting the 20 count Aida in a fat half, so it can fit things like this. So yeah, and I just started that. I think October might have been my first piece that I got. Okay. All right, next up is from Glendon Place, and this is, I almost called it Portuguese Pirates. It's Poltergeist Pirates. Portuguese Pirates. Oh man, and this is what it's gonna look like when it's done. I'm using the fabric that is called for. It's a 28 count Bang Casual Linen by Crosswing Collection. They made this specifically for this pattern. I'm not quite done with the goal yet, but I did work on it this year. But that's the fabric. And I started in the middle. And what I wanted to do with this is to do 1,500 stitches working kind of over in this area here. The last time I pulled this out, I did 500, so I still have 1,000 stitches to go. And I'm trying to backstitch as I go when I do this. So I have a little bit of backstitching done like over here and like right here. And I did some more like through here. Like whenever I get cross stitching in a section done, I'm trying to backstitch as I go, which she actually suggests that because the piece is so big. So I have, so it's DMC, and I have the buttons, and I have the glow-in-the-dark thread. The only thing I do not have is the silks. I may convert that to just, I don't know where the silks are going yet, but I may just convert it to either to some type of thread that I already have. Yeah, so anyway, let's take another look at that because it's really cool. My 12-year-old already claimed it. Almost 13, he turns 13 this month. I'm about to be the mom of a teenage boy. Pray for me, please. But he's already staked his claim on that. He saw what it was going to look like, and he was like, oh my God, I want that so bad. I was like, you know, it's probably not going to be done until you graduate, right? Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you is from Heaven and Earth Designs, and this is Patchwork Quilt Room. Artwork is by Cyril Marchetti. Regular size, max color, yeah. 700 by 490. It has 238 colors. That is what it will look like when it's done. I started in the upper left-hand corner, so up here is where I started. And my goal for this is to get it to 2%. I'm getting close. Not quite there yet. I'm doing this on a 20 count, easy count Ada, 2/1, full cross. That's where I'm at with it so far. I have 5,759 stitches out of 343,000. I am at 1.68%. And I believe I need another, let me see, I needed 2,900 to get to 2%. I've done 1,800, so I think I need about 1,100 stitches to get this to 2%. So that's where I'm at on that. Okay, next up is from the CrossFit Studio. Shopper, I know. And this is Peaceful Jaguar. Artwork is not by Abraham Hunter. I don't know if you hear that stupid person out there with their motorcycle. Lucy Bilodeau. I don't know if I said that right. This is a crop. It's 325 by 325. I feel like somebody is stitching the full piece, but I could be wrong. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. I did upper left-hand corner start up here. And Peaceful Jaguar. Get to 2%. I'm almost there. I have done, let's see, I have worked on this since I started. I'm doing this 1/1 full cross on a 32 count, easy count Lugana. And I'm staying within page 1. That's where I'm at with it so far. I started the year at 0.95%. I am currently at 1.42%. I have 1,500 stitches completed out of 105,625. And I did 500 on it earlier this year. So I need about 600 more to go to get to 2%. So I was saying this earlier this year, it's going to get to the point where it's like I'm going to have weeks where I don't complete a lot of goals, but I get progress on these goals. And it's going to get to the point where it's like 200 here, 200 here, 200 here, and I will just bam, bam, bam them out. I don't know what I did with the thing. This may end up, I'm gonna wait and see what happens when I pull this out again. This is a piece from Just Cross Stitch magazine. I don't have a mock-up of it right now. It's called Proverbs by Marie Barber. And I don't have a mock-up of it because it's in one of my magazines it's over there somewhere. I don't feel like getting up to go look for it. But it's stitched on that linen that I despise. And the phrase is done, but I still have the flowers, and I thought I was almost done with it, so I was just gonna deal with it. But when I found it in the magazine, there was actually a lot more to this than I thought there was gonna be. So I might end up making this a UFO. I haven't made that decision yet. For sure. I gotta find the magazine and take another look at it. I'm looking at my camera. I'm not looking at my camera. I'm looking at my computer to find it. Where is it? Proverbs. 500 stitches to the flowers. And there is a lot more to these flowers than I thought there was. And I really, really despise this fabric. Like, I absolutely hate it. Is that enough to make me not stitch this? Possibly. It made me stop stitching that wedding sampler. It's that same fabric. So this might end up being a UFO. We'll see. Okay, next up is from Heaven and Earth Designs, and this is Rainbow Castle Max Color. Well, Rainbow Castle in Max Color. And this is from Ciro Marchetti. It's 550 by 738. Max Color. It's got 239 colors. I'm going to flip it this way so you can get a full glorious view of it. Look at all that color. Oh my God. I love it. And I have, here's my measly start. I'm upper left-hand corner start, of course, as usual, except for a couple. But 1/1 full cross on a 32 count, easy count Lugana. And my goal for this, right now I have 300 stitches done. And I am out of 405,900, I'm at 0.07%. And my goal is to get it to 1%. So I calculated that to be about 3,760 stitches. And I have not pulled this out yet. And I'm really sad because I love this piece so much. But I have not pulled it out yet. Okay. Next up is my other stocking. This one is going to be for Lachlan. This is the Enchanted Reindeer stocking from Heaven and Earth Designs. And the art is by Donna Gelsinger. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. And let me see. My goal for this, Enchanted Reindeer. My goal for this is to get it to 20%. I think I was further along with the Falling Snow stocking, which is why I said that one to be a higher percentage. But this is where I'm at with it so far. I'm doing this on 25 count, easy count Lugana, 2/1 tent. And did I work on this yet this year? Or was it the other one I worked on? Enchanted Reindeer. Yeah, I did 1,489 stitches on it. I need 2,807 stitches total to get it to 20%. So right now I have a total of 9,863 stitches done out of 55,903. I am at 17.64%. You can kind of see the reindeer there. Hang on. See, there's his head right there. There's his butt. So yeah. My goal is to get that to 20% this year. Okay, next up is another Dimensions kit. And this is Rocky Point Gold Collection. Rocky Point, that's what it will look like when it's done. James Hemsworth was the artist. And this is where I'm at. I'm just doing whatever came in the kit. 18 count ivory Ada. That's where I'm at with it so far. And my goal for this is to do 1,000 stitches on the rocks and grass under the house. That's this part here. And so far I have done, because I did work on this, 500 stitches. So I need to do 500 more stitches. I parked my threads here, but I need to do 500 more stitches on this for this to be done. This is the water crashing up onto the rocks right here. So yeah, there's that. Okay, next up is, I really like this piece a lot. This is from 2x2 Stitch Art. I've pulled this twice this year, and I have not worked on it either time I pulled it, and I kind of feel bad because a lot of people were really loving this when I was working on it. But this is 2x2 stitch art. I think it's called Sampler 124. Where is it? Here it is. And hang on. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. But I'm doing mine a bit different. I'm doing mine a little bit differently. Now I can't remember the colors. I have them written down. I need to pull that paper that I haven't written down and put it in with the bag. This is where I'm at with this so far. So what I did was the border I'm doing in $37.99. I do remember that. And I want to say I'm doing it, this is only 3 different colors, blue, purple, and pink. It's only 3 colors. Like I have 4 bobbins that I use when I work on this. So what I did was it's on Pattern Keeper. And so I have a diagonal set every 20 stitches on the pattern. And so this diagonal is the pink. Then the next diagonal I did, and I'm using 2 strands full cross. And so I did 2 strands of pink here. And then this diagonal, I did 1 strand of pink and 1 strand of purple. This one, I did 2 strands of purple. This diagonal, I did 1 strand of purple, 1 strand of blue. This one is 2 strands of the blue. This one is 1 strand blue, 1 strand pink, and this one is 2 strands pink, and it will repeat throughout the entire thing. Oh man, I gotta find the binder. I have it in a binder, and I need to find the binder. I mean, I know where the binder is, but I gotta find it and pull that so I can get those colors specifically. But yeah, it's some color combination I just came up with. I thought it would look neat, and it does. I really like it. So if you want to copy me, by all means, go for it. I'm not, again, not an original idea. I didn't come up with this on my own. Someone else did, I'm sure. And I saw it somewhere, and I was like, I bet that would look really cool. So, wow, someone was really mad when they slammed their door. So anyway, let me see, my goal for this is to get it to 10%. I need 1,100 stitches to do it. I am currently at 7.17% complete. I've done 2,800 stitches out of 39,038. So I need 1,100 more stitches to complete this. So yeah, I'll be excited to actually, I've pulled this twice. I haven't worked on it. I need to though. I really enjoy it when I do work on it. And I love how it's turning out. I'm tempted to find more of like those sampler type patterns like that and do that with other colors, because I think that would be really cool. Okay, next up is I think this is my final piece from Stitching Jules that I have started. And this one is Sea Turtle. And this one is, what size is this? This is 270 by 150. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. She does actually have this stitched, and she has this in a color pattern, I believe. I'm doing this on a Picture This Plus 18 count Ada in the color Coastal. Still has the tag on it, that's why I remember it. And I'm using 310. I kind of wish I was going to kind of do something like that on here with grays, and I kind of wish I would have done that, or at least picked a gray color instead of black, but on this fabric anyway. But it's fine, it's working. Let me see, yeah, it goes like this. That's where I'm at with it so far. I have not worked on it yet this year. I have 500 stitches done out of 8,334. I am at 6%. And my goal is to finish it. Like I said, past Jen had some very high hopes for future Jen. And she must have been drunk, because I don't know why past Jen would have said that she wanted to finish like 9 or 10 projects when in the past 4 years she had finished like 1. Wow, what was I thinking? Okay, next up is another piece from Stitchrovia. Surprise. This one is called a single step, and it says a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And my goal for this is to do the green lines, boat, water, and clouds. Green lines. Oh. So this is where I'm at with it. This is my starting point. I'm doing this on a 18 count white opalescent Aida. So green lines for the words begins. The word begins. So do the green lines around the word, the boat, the water, and the clouds right here. So basically this section right here. And I have not pulled this one out yet this year. I will say, I think I'm going to need to frog something with the miles sign. I think I miscounted somewhere, and I got to double check on the pattern. Something needs to be frogged. I think I'm gonna have to pull this out right here. Actually, I think it's just this right here, and because I think this is supposed to be up 1 stitch. I think I did this part correctly, and I just have to fix this right here. Next time I pull that out. Okay. All right. Next up is from Cooler Design Studio, and this is a summer sampler. Like I said, I have all 4 of these started. Oh, there it is. Yeah, apparently these are not in alphabetical order, because I was just sitting here, I'm like, where's Spring Sampler? It's like four whips back where it should not be. So spring should have came before summer. Anyway, that's what it's gonna look like when it's done. I'm doing this on a 28 count Tea-dyed Monaco over 2 over 2. And this is my starting point with it. And for this one, I said I wanted to do the 3 seashells and the by the sea border. So there's another 3 seashells. Oh, if you know why I'm laughing about the 3 seashells, then you know what movie I'm referencing. But I'm gonna do the 3 seashells and then this by the sea border. So that's actually quite a lot of stitching, because I think I have to backstitch those. Yeah, I got to backstitch the seashells. And yeah, that's a lot of stitching to do for that. But you know what? Whatever. That's my starting point on that. If I pulled it out, I have not worked on it yet, because I have not touched this since last year, right? Summer sampler. Nope, I have not touched it. I've done 325 stitches on it so far. Okay. Next up is another Stitchrovia pattern, and this one is called Summertime. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. I think I've seen other people stitching this. And I'm doing this on a, it says 14 or 16? 16 count white opalescent Aida. This is where I'm at with it so far. Almost done with that center block. I want to get this to 30%. I am currently at 17%. I have done 1,601 stitches out of 9,416. So I want to get it to 30%, and I was estimating that I needed summertime. I need a little over 1,200 stitches, and I have not pulled this one yet this year. So there's that. Okay, next up is another little gnome piece from Cute Broidery. I was looking up her shop to make sure I had it spelled correctly. I was looking up our website. Oh my God, there's so many cute ones. I want all of them. But holding it back here because I don't have a mock-up printed out. I'm doing this on one of those 14 count Charles Craft Adas. It's like a pinky purpley one. That's my starting point with it so far. Look at those little cucumber eyeballs. Aren't they adorable? But this is where I'm at with it so far. And my goal for this Spanum is to do 500 stitches on the towel head. So that white part, I need to do 500 stitches on the white because I don't want to save it for last because it's going to get super boring super quick and I won't want to do it. So my goal when I finally pull this out will be to at least get 500 stitches of that white knocked out. So I'm not really a big fan of stitching white. Okay, next up is Springtime Splendor. This is from Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Randall Spangler. And this is regular size max color. It's 450 by 758. And this is what it will look like when it's done. So this is the max color version. And I'm doing this 2/1. I'm on, oh my God, I've been talking way too much. 25 count, easy count Lugana, 2/1 tent stitch. There we go. This one I had done a center start because in my head, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna have enough fabric at the top and the bottom. When Dumas, you could have just counted the stupid blocks because it's easy count, whatever. I started in the middle. So I had started in the center. And I've just been I was kind of randomly working around here. I have some parked threads right there. Then I worked my way over and I decided to park a bunch of threads over here. So that's what all that is about right there, is all these parked ridiculousness. So the next time I pull this out, I'll probably start working in these parked threads. God, I can't see. Oh. Okay. So when I pull this out again, I'm probably going to start working these parked threads in because this is ridiculous right here. This is absolutely ridiculous. So my goal for this, I have not pulled this out yet this year. Springtime Splendor. Get to 4%. So I am at a total right now of 10,259 stitches done. Out of 340,805, I'm at 3.01%. I want to get it to 4%. So I think I need about a little, I'm going to say probably almost 3,400 stitches to get it to 4%. Like I said, I have not stitched on it yet this year. But I think when I pull this out, I will most likely start working those parked threads in. Again, that was something I was starting to do the Royal Rose method on, and then I changed my mind. That's okay. You got to find what works for you, and you might have a different stitching style for every single project you have, much like I do. All right, next up is the third sampler from Cooler Design Studios that I have. And all these are by Sandy Orton, by the way. But this is Spring Sampler. That's what it will look like when it's done. And again, 28 count tea-dyed Monaco 2/2 Spring Sampler. I have worked on this a little bit, back stitching as I go. I do have this one stitch off to the side for when I get more of the things done. But this is where I'm at with it so far. My goal was to do 1,000 stitches up in the corner here. I've done 500 so far. But yeah, I started back stitching, and then I think I realized I needed a few more cross stitches over here, so I just parked this off to the side until I got down to until I got the cross stitching done. But I got a good portion of the back stitching done in the S over here, and I started filling this in a little bit over here. That's where I'm at with that. So So I need 500 more stitches on that, and that will be done. Okay. We're starting to wind down here. This next pattern I'm going to show you is from Maya Stitch, and this is Steampunk Sewing Machine. And that is what it will look like when it's done. I really like that. I actually have a couple, I have a steampunk coffee mill of hers that I'm going to start next year. And I feel like I have another one I'm gonna start. I have to check my files. Yeah, I have at least one other steampunk one from her that I wanna do. Are you kidding me? My goal for this was to do 500 stitches on it. I've done 400. Oh my God. So I'm like, I couldn't squeeze in 100 more, really? I couldn't do that. So so the 400 I've done has all been from here over, with a couple things thrown in over here, but mostly over here. I can't believe I couldn't squeeze in 100 more. That's ridiculous. Just to get the goal done, come on. Anyway, I was actually able to upload this into Pattern Keeper, but I will say some of the symbols are kind of coming up a little funny, like it's not recognizing. It'll show, like when I select a symbol, it'll show all of that symbol, but then it will be like one is not highlighted because it's counted for some reason as a different color. I think I figured out why though, because of some of the I think this pattern has some French knots in it, and where the French knots are, I think Pattern Keeper is recognizing it as black, because every time it doesn't recognize a symbol, it's counting it as a black stitch. So I think that's what the deal is. But anyway, so apparently I only need 100 stitches to get this done, to get this goal done. That will take me all of about 30 to 40 minutes. I can't believe I could not do that. This must have been on a night that I got started super duper late, and it was already after midnight, and I'm like, no, I really need to go to bed. That has to be it, because I mean, seriously, come on. Okay. The next thing I'm going to show you is from Pain Free Crafts, and this is Sweet Shop. Artwork is by Steve Crisp. Hang on, I'm looking for it. Here it is. Okay, yeah, Steve Crisp. It's 650 by 469, and this is what it will look like when it's done. And my goal for this is to get it to 1%. I'm doing this 1/1 full cross on a 28 count easy count Lugana. I skipped over, I was trying to do like one part of an awning. It's an upper left hand corner start, and I was trying to do one part of the awning at a time, but I needed to stitch a crap ton of red for one of my challenges in one of my groups. So I counted over and I started working on that red right there. So I have obviously worked on this year. I started the year at 600 stitches done, and it was 0.2%. I currently have when I pulled this out, I did 800 stitches. And so I now have a total of 1,400 stitches done out of 304,850, and I'm at 0.46%. And I want to get this to 1%. So when I did the math, I think I needed 2,450, and I've done 800. So I think I need 1,650. That's what I think. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. Okay, next up is a really old kit from Dimensions. You want to see how old? Look how old. Look at that. Look at the way that their thing is. Copyright 1997. Yeah. This is called Three Bird Watchers. Little kittens watching the birds out on the windowsill. Isn't that adorable? My goal for this, I've not worked on this year, and my goal for this is 500 stitches on the left window and house frame. So 500 stitches over in this area over here. Like I said, I've not worked on it yet this year, but this is my starting point for it. Hang on, I'm teasing you here. There we go. Still teasing you. There we go. Now you can see what, so 500 stitches kind of to get over to the edge over here and kind of work my way down. So that's where I'm at on that one. No back stitching done on it yet. I probably should do that. Yeah, I probably should work on that. Anyway. So there's that one. Next up, we go from puppies, or from kittens to puppies. Next up is from CrossFit Studio, and this is called Trucks and Goldens. And this is a snippet of a larger piece. Let me find it. Here it is. And I've seen this one stitched up. My friend Carrie stitched this, and it was so pretty. Artwork is by Greg Giordano. Might have said that wrong. 175 by 175. It is 88 colors. That is what it will look like when it's done. This is actually the pattern I used when I did my parking tutorial a while ago. And I don't have it linked in this Whip Parade, but if you go to my Flosstube, because I don't remember where it was, but on Flosstube 41, which is the last update I did yesterday, I do have the parking tutorial link down below that video. It's a really good tutorial. If you have any questions about parking, go check that out because it's actually pretty decent, if I do say so myself. That's where I'm at with it so far. Let me see. Trucks and Goldens, I want to get this to 10%. I have not got to work on it yet this year. Have I? I guess not. Because I don't have any markings of... I did work on this year. I didn't mark down what I did though. Oh, I didn't mark down what I did. Hang on. 537 was what I started at. 1137, so 600. Hang on, let me update my spreadsheet. I didn't mark down how many I did when I worked on it. Hang on. Save. Okay. I have worked on this year. Okay, so I started the year at 537 stitches done, and I did 600 the last time I worked on this, so I'm currently at 3.71%. So I have 1,137 stitches complete out of 30,625. To get this to 10%, I was going to need to do 2,000, like a little over 2,500. I've done 600 so far, so I have a ways to go. But I'm really excited because this right here, that's kind of the nice thing about these smaller pieces, is that you start getting into the detail a lot faster, because I think that little corner right there is the start of a puppy dog head. So I'm doing this on, this is a 14 count ivory Aida 2/1 full cross. I'm doing block by block with the parking because it's not gridded. Plus that's how I kind of started the piece because I used it for a parking tutorial. Okay, we are almost done, y'all. Just a couple more pieces left to go. 3 total, 3 left to go. Okay. This next piece I'm going to show you is a kit from Artiste, and this is called Welcome Friends. That is what it will look like when it's done. I'm just doing what came in the kit. I think it's a 14 count white Aida. And my goal for this Wow. My goal for this is, so this is, let me show you my starting point first. That's my starting point. So my goal is to backstitch the C, backstitch, this is the O, it's a pie, but this is backstitch the O, and then finish the M. So I still have more stuff down here to do, plus I gotta backstitch it. Wow, that's a lot I said for that, holy cow. Whatever. Again, past Jen has some very high hopes. So backstitch here, here, and finish this. I think I pulled this out once, but I didn't actually work on it. I haven't worked on it at all this year, right? Welcome. Nope, I have not. Okay. Okay, next up is another Cooler Design Studio pattern. This is Winter Sampler. That is what it will look like when it's done. And my goal for this, I've not worked on it yet this year. My goal for this is to do 1,000 stitches. I'm doing this on 28 count T-Dive Monaco 2/2. And I'm backstitching as I go on this piece as well. So that's my starting point. And my goal for this will be to do 1,000 stitches on, there's a mouse here, there's gonna be a mouse up here. So do those mice plus the background there. The Happy New Year banner. So it'll say Happy New Year. But I think just this part right here is what I was trying to focus on, and then work on the countdown as well. So 1,000 stitches on this is what I still need to do. I have one more piece. I see it now. Okay, this last piece here is a old Dimensions kit, and this is called Walking to Town. Artworks by Fred Swan. I just realized now that I did not say the artist of any of these kits. Oh well. But that is, that's what it will look like when it's done. And my goal for this is to do 1,000 stitches on it. I said finish off the park thread and work on the house. I don't know if that's what I'm going to end up doing, but you see I've got masking tape on my edges. But yeah, I have a park thread over here. So I was going to work on that park thread, but work on the house. But that's some of the fun part. So I don't know if I want to do that right away. I don't know. I feel like I should save the house, but then there's a lot of backstitching on the house, so maybe I should get it done and out of the way first. Anyway, that's my starting point on that. It looks really good so far. But yeah, that's my goal for that. I have not worked on that yet this year. I think I pulled it once, but I didn't actually work on it. That's it. That's all my whips. 139 of them. Some are UFOs. I think I have one more that I probably will make a UFO. The rest of them I think are good to go. I think I'm going to keep all the other ones, but I think I'm kind of leaning on the fence and making that Proverbs one a UFO. Anyway, so that's my mid-year whip parade. Halfway through the year, not quite halfway through my goals, so we're still up in the air if all these goals are going to get met. But I'm kind of feeling like I will just, instead of making goals like this per se, maybe I'll still make goals. I'll do an end of the year whip parade. I'll still make goals for everything, but it's not going to be like, I need to have it done by the end of the year. It'll be more like, I want to work on this until I get to, like, if it's like one of my full coverages, I'll say, I want to work on this until I get to this percentage, and then I'm going to set it aside and not work on it again until I get more goals completed or something like that. I I think maybe that might be the way that I go next year, because I have a lot of starts I'm going to be doing next year too. So yeah. But yeah, I think for like all my non-full coverages, I'll say that I'll do like 500 stitches on them until they're finished. No, because some of them will take a while. I don't know. I'll have to play it by ear. I'll have to look and see what I have, where I'm at with everything at the end of the year. But yeah, I kind of like the goal thing. I like checking off boxes and stuff. So I might say I'll work on this for a certain amount of times. And then once I work on that, I'll set it aside. That way I'm not picking the same things over and over and over again. And I don't touch stuff for years, which is what I used to do. Anyway, that's it. That's all my whips. I hope you enjoyed this extremely long whip parade. Let me see. The first one was 2 hours. The second one was 1 hour and 56 minutes. This one is so far 1 hour and 25 minutes. Hour and 26 minutes now. So 5 hours, almost 5.5 hours of watching me yammer on about my shit. Y'all are some dedicated jokers right there, I swear. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. If you are not already subscribed and you are still watching the end of part 3, why are you not subscribed yet? Because that was some dedication right there. But yeah, take care, happy stitching, and I will see you in my next video. Take care, everybody. Bye.